So welcome again to this WebEx session on eCOE. This is the first day. We'll have a two-day session. Today, as I explained yesterday, we will provide you with an introduction and with an overview of UCM very quickly, and also an overview of the new features that have been implemented in eCOE. So you are very familiar with eCOE. You are working with it for a few years, but this session will only focus on the enhancements that have been done. All good, Danny, with the sound? Yeah, okay, cool. So we will focus today with the main features that have been developed, and also show you a few design and renaming to make the application more user-friendly. So that is what we are going to see today, plus have a little bit of insight of what has been done and improved in self-sustainment verification reports. Okay, to do so, I would like to not go through a PowerPoint, but go directly to the system, show you how this will look like directly. So, however, the PowerPoint that I'm using right now will be shared with you, and it will be kind of guideline, kind of job aid step-by-step approach on how to find a way to find the enhancement that I'm talking about during my demo. Okay, so it goes together with the demo and the exercise and all that. So this is part of the package. You will receive it, so don't worry about it. I am not sharing that right now with you because I prefer you to focus on what I'm showing instead of going to the PowerPoint. I will do as soon as we finish the session. Okay? So a little bit about UCM. So UCM is the Uniform Capability Management System that is actually covering the whole process of reimbursement for troops and police. And eCOE is one tiny bit of UCM. I will just very quickly show you all the different steps. The process starts, of course, with SUR. You are not working on that, but this is the first step, and the UCM system and application covers that. And then we go to the MOU drafting, and actually that's where you guys intervene or enter into the process, because it's all the inspections, the verification, and the TSR that are managed at the same time. After that, the process or the system also will include very soon all the calculation parts and the claims plus payment. So all the different steps that were previously done manually will be all integrated in one system. And of course, we'll have kind of approval through the whole process. So this is to give you just a big picture of what is UCM application look like or will look like in the future or near future. So about eCOE. To be able to develop the Uniform Capability Management System or application, we thought that the eCOE needed some adjustment or some improvements. So as I was saying, the eCOE will be or has been merged with the UCM system. So that's a big thing. After that, the verification reports also integrated some improvements. So the system tracks better the surplus, the absence, the non-functionality, and in lieu of data in a more structured way. And I will show you all that during the demo. As I also said, the data entry will also be more user-friendly. it will be facilitated for the self-sustainment verification reports. And we will see that later during today's session. The refresh button is also one big improvement, and I think we will spend a bit of time on showing how this works. And then there are other additional fields and user-friendly design that I will go through. Our colleagues in New York put together a very nice infographics on the eCOE enhancement, and I will share that later via email. It's a one-page summarizing all the tips and best practice that you would need to remember, and that would also help using all the features that have been improved in eCOE. So the first step would be, of course, the inspection reports. The VR are dependent of the completion of the inspection report process because since there are some synchronization of data, it will make more sense and you will save time if, of course, you go first to your inspection, you finish your inspection process, and then go to the VR. And we will show you how and why this is important. And of course, the submission of your VR is also very important if this can follow the approved quarterly deadlines. That would be also a good point. Showing that the signed PDF VR is uploaded to the VR is also a good best practice. And the system allows for attachment, and I will show you how to do that. And now, actually, the unserviceability of a major equipment will, when we put it like not painted, it will only affect the vehicles. So there's also an improvement there that I will show you tomorrow when we talk about the major equipment. So this is some tips, and this is actually the features that we've worked on and that I'm going to cover during those 2-day sessions. So the first one is the SAG. It generates records of absence and non-functionality and of equipment based on MOU and actual items deployed. The surplus equipment as per Annex B and MOU used as in lieu of absence or non-functionality equipment can be reported in the in lieu of tab, and I will show you how to do that. And as I said, the refresh button is one features that has been improved for the major equipment and for the self-sustainment. And I will show you how this will all impact everything when you click on the refresh button, and how you know, like step-by-step approach how to do that for major equipment tomorrow and for self-sustainment later today. Another interesting enhancement, I mean, easy, as I said, we are trying to make it like more user-friendly. So one thing is the unit cease date, field. Before, if you remember, you had to expand the form to be able to enter the date. Now it's like on the main form, and I will show you that. So it's like different features, things that tricks here and there to make the eCOE more easy to use, right? As I said, the attachment to upload documents for the VR itself or for the unit. I will show you this functionality later. And then a new features that you are able also to see is the system document. And the system document is a very interesting feature where all the SOPs and templates and the COE manual, the latest version, are saved and accessible to all the inspectors and all the user of the application. So if you are looking for guideline or policy or the manual or templates, it is saved under system document. I'm not going further in the PowerPoint. Actually, I will go directly to the application because I think all the inspections, type of inspections and inspection process, you know that very well. And I'm not going through every single step and show you how to do an arrival inspection, etc. I will just focus on what I just mentioned right now. So if you allow me to 5 minutes to open my and I don't know, Danny, if there's any questions while I am connecting to the application.
Not really. What I put it, I included in the chat, which are the major features. So please bear in mind that Saida will be driving the whole session. The idea is for us is to put in parallel some important notes in the chat. So please keep an eye on the chat always. And we would really appreciate if you can just take a look at the navigation and the demo that Saida is going to perform, rather than being in the system or trying to go through the documentation, because as we said before, the session will be recorded and then the documentation will be sent to you right after the session. Over to you, Saida.
Fantastic, thank you. Yes, perfect timing. See? Yes. I don't know if you can see my screen. Fantastic. So this is the training environment or testing environment. It might look slightly different, and especially the different icons once you log in to your application, and especially to the mobile application. But I will mainly focus today on some specific icons. And the first one I would like to highlight, and I have already mentioned a little bit earlier, is the system document. So under the system document, as I said, you will be able to find, as you see here, different documentations, templates, the manual. You see here the eCOE manual that you can download and open and use from there. So this is a very handy feature, right? And I think I'm not sure this was visible to all of you before, but it will now. Another point that I would like to highlight, or another main features that I would like to spend a bit of time on, is the MOU annex. So now it is called MOU annex and not just MOU. So all the annexes for the different missions, or for the missions that you are assigned to, they are all listed there. And as you see, it's always like the list part on top, and then you have the detail, which is the form part at the bottom. And so you can go through it. So the naming of the icon is actually the enhancement. Another point that, or another icon, or another part feature of the application that has been enhanced, I think you know it, it's global lookup. But under the global lookup, there were some tricks that have been implemented that I would like to show you actually. The first one is some additional columns that were not there before. It's in terms of design and in terms of presentation. I think it might be more user-friendly for you that once you go to global lookup, you can see the deployment date, the repatriation date, and the seize date. So we were talking about the seize date before, and I will show you later where to enter this for specific units. But actually it is in here, and you can see it. And see here, for this specific unit that has been repatriated, you can see the seize date, and that is part of the enhancement. Another thing that I wanted to another thing that I wanted to highlight. On global lookup, yes. One enhancement that has been done is under the major equipment. Now you can see that the sequence number of the equipment has been added. So you can see it, and you can filter it, and you can query from the sequence number as well. And this is also done for the self-sustainment. Okay, so this was this has been implemented recently, and this is also to ease the use and to find the different equipment, etc. Okay, so this is the three main features that for eCOE are quite kind of new. So the system document, the renaming of MOU annex, and then some additional features on the global lookup. Okay, let me just then highlight a few renaming. I call it like design and renaming of fields. And to do that, I will go under verification reports. Please do not hesitate to post your questions or to stop at any time, okay? If I am too quick in showing, I know that you're not in your system, so if I'm going too fast, you just stop us, okay? So for my verification reports, I will open one VR. Let me find it. Yes, that's the one that I want to show you. So first of all, if I click on it, you can see below in the details some enhancement already. So the first one is the unique seize date field. Okay. So this one, you don't have to expand anymore your form to see it. It's already there. And you can enter this directly. You don't have to look for it. So this is for, it is more handy and more user-friendly. The second one is the MOU annex details. Some of the fields have been renamed or relabeled. Okay. So, for example, the MOU status is now called annex status. So you can see here the different fields are similar to what we have before, but we just changed name. We just changed the labeling. So you can see there are two enhancements. It has no impact on the way you do your inspections of VR, but it is useful to know that you don't have to look for the unit seize date, and those fields are renamed differently. Okay. Let me see another point that I would like to highlight is once you enter the unit seize date here, it is appearing in the column here. So you can also have it on the column. And so when you have your list, you can see which unit has been repatriated and when. So you don't have to open it to see it. Now it is displayed there. So the same then for the global lookup that I was mentioning. Now it is visible and easy to find once you see your VR list. Okay. So let me, yes, that's the one that I want. You see here the same design, the same display. The unit seize date here is in the main form, and when you expand the MOU annex details and the different fields here, okay, and then you have all the detail of the VR itself, okay, and so another enhancement is related to the repatriation, and as you can see, some columns have been added once you see all the items under this specific VR. The first one is the quantity repatriated. So this is the sum of all the material that has been sent back home. Okay? And then you have additional details, which might be also handy to have when you have this global view, is the quantity serviceable repatriated. So this column actually lists all the material that was serviceable but repatriated. And then the same here, the quantity unserviceable repatriated. And actually, this one, the quantity repatriated is the sum of the serviceable repatriated and unserviceable repatriated. So there, what is new somehow is like the display of information. It's like all visible when you open your VR. Okay. I will just pause 2 seconds to see if there's any question before I continue.
Hi, Saida. So far, no. What I'm doing is, as you were speaking, I'm putting the main, let's say, sentences and lines in the features in the chat. What we received from our colleagues in New York is that obviously in system documents, the first feature that you showed before, in the production environment, we do have more documents than in the training environment. So always to bear in mind that what we're showing to you now is the training environment that may differ somehow from the production environment, but the enhancements and the features are the same. Over to you, Saida.
Fantastic. Yes, thank you very much for highlighting this. Yes, maybe I did not highlight this or specify this. I am now in the training environment. Okay, so what you see and all the elements and the VRs and all are not fully accurate and not in line fully with the production. Okay, so just for you to keep that in mind. But the features that I'm highlighting will be in the application, so that's for sure. Okay, fantastic. Another enhancement, so we highlighted the unit sys date, we highlighted the MOU annex detail, and then the quantity repatriated with the quantity serviceable and unserviceable. Okay, and so another one in terms of design and additional information that is also handy is is the serial number. So I don't know if you followed what I've done. So I went to SAG tab. Okay. So this is my VR for major equipment. And I went and clicked on SAG tab. And I selected one. Actually, I can show you. So actually, this is this specific item that I wanted to show you. So this is the ambulance. Okay, and I know that this specific item is unserviceable, and I want to have more details. Okay, so I clicked on SAG, and I saw that under the non-functionality, there are a few items listed, and the novelty here, or the enhancement, or the additional feature is that the serial number for the different items here have been added. So it is very handy because you can click on the hyperlink. I will not do that because I'm afraid I will be brought to the equipment, but you can click on it and then you can have all the detail of the specific equipment. So this is new column for the items. Okay. Let me go back to the VR itself and show you or highlight again, because I've mentioned earlier the attachment and how important and how we encourage you to attach documents and the signed VR to your electronic or online VR. And this is how and where you can do it. It's when you open, sorry, when you open your major equipment verification report, and this is applicable as well for the SS VR, you have a tab, attachments. You click on it, and there you have two types of attachments. You have the VR attachment and unit attachment. Okay. And actually, you can insert very easily a file. Let me do that together. Like when you click on it, you can browse and find on your computer any documents, and you can add it very easily. I think you are familiar, or you must be familiar with this, but we really encourage you to attach documents to your VR, and you can do that as well with an URL. Okay, and so you can copy paste or type directly any URL and add it to your VR. And similar to unit attachments. Okay, so the VR attachments, and I'm speaking under the control of Twitter. So what we recommend you to attach, or the different type of attachment that you can put there, is the TSAR, reports on assignment of personnel to medical facilities, the FRAGO, or the operational order, the movement control report, and any copy or the copies of the worksheets of soldier and police personnel kits. Okay, And for the unit attachments, any general documentation related to the units can be also attached to your VR. All those information are highlighted and put in the PowerPoint that I will share with you later. I will stop here before going and showing you a verification report on self-sustainment and checking with Danny if there's any question, or if Tota, Krishna, you have any comments before going further.
For the moment, no, but what do we want to highlight that Teuta is active chat as well, so sharing tips and explanations on the presentation and then the demo you're referring to. But from there, so far we have no questions from the attendees. Over to you.
Okay, fantastic. Yes, the tips and features that we showed. Let me put that on the screen, and then you will be able to see it. So it's our colleague from New York, Tina, who designed this with input and support of Tota and the team over there. So it's a PDF one page that I will definitely share with you and send this to you. Okay. On top of this, you have this on the PowerPoint, so you will have like. I mean, this is very easy and handy because you can print it and pin it on your wall or whatever and have it all the time with you. So yes, I will definitely share that with you. Before going further, and to make sure that all the different aspects that I mentioned are understood, I would like to ask you for a few questions, actually. You don't have questions, but I do have some questions to you. So I will open. Can you see it? Fantastic. So you have there 3 questions, very easy, to check if what I have just said is crystal clear. You have 3 minutes to answer them. So take your time, read through it, but please participate, and just for yourself as well to check if all that was clear or if you still have questions on it. So I'm not disconnecting. I will just wait for all you guys to answer the questions, okay? So yeah, okay. I see you guys very active and answering. Very good. Thank you very much. You still have 45 seconds to go through it. Very good. So time is over. Waiting for participants to submit a response. Okay, few seconds, and I think hopefully you will be able to see the results. Let me, because sometimes it works and sometimes not. I don't know. Do you see the result appearing? Interesting. Correct answers. Yeah, cool, fantastic. Okay, so you see them. Oh, okay. Correct individual grade. Yeah, yeah, you can see it. Perfect. Full results? No. So, hopefully you can see it on your screen. So, just to go very quickly through it. So, the first question was, under which module will you find the SOPs and template? And of course, it is under system document. For the major equipment, which column are now displayed with the enhancement? And it's the quantity repatriation, the quantity serviceable repatriation, and quantity unserviceable repatriation. Okay, and the third one, and I think I insisted so much on that one, in order to insert the seize date, you have to expand the VR form. No, you don't have to anymore. So it's more easier for you. Okay, very good. And I see here Vadim, who is asking if we can say a few words about the in lieu of. Shall we put the name of the equipment manually, not pop up? So if I may just, we write down this question, and we are not going to cover in lieu of today. As we said when we start, we will cover this part tomorrow. So please keep this question, and I will write it down. But I'm not going to answer to it right now. I will show all that tomorrow, if you don't mind. So just a bit of patience, and then we will answer to it. Okay. Let me go back to the system and show you few enhancements and few things that have been improved, enhanced under the self-sustainment verification report. Let me find my VR that I would use to show you what I wanted. Yes, that's mine. So I open it. And the first thing that I would like to highlight is a design or renaming, labeling features. So, oh yeah, one thing before I go further is previously I was showing you a major equipment VR, okay? And actually, this is self-sustainment VR, and here you go. The unit seize date is the same, right? It's on the form, and the same information are there. The change is the items, of course. And also under the SSVR, you also are able to attach any document, and you follow the same steps. It's the same procedure, VR attachment, unit attachment. I just wanted to highlight that. We've seen that. I know that you got it. I just wanted to mention again that that's completely. I use a major equipment VR, but it's also applicable for SS. So for SS VR, I would go to SS details. You know, I've clicked on the SS detail tab, and what I would like you to notice, or to what I would like to highlight here, is the renaming of the different sections. As you can see, the supporting fields or parts have now been renamed. Okay, so you can see this unit provides support to the following instead of supported and supporting by. Okay, and also the unacceptability is not editable. It is automatically driven or pulled from inspections. Okay. And those information actually are retrieved from inspection, and sometimes or often you need to refresh first because the information is not there. Okay. Let me show you an example on how the system works, and how this is all synchronized and interlinked now. So if I refresh now, I see I will use the communication telephone item, okay, for the purpose of this demonstration. So I clicked on refresh, and as you can see, another enhancement and another feature that had been added is this pop-up warning message. Each time, at any point, when you click on refresh, you will receive this pop-up message, just to make sure that you are aware of what you're doing. And I think the system, okay, so I apologize about that. I think I would have to disconnect and connect again because sometimes it's bugging, but that's my training environment, that's fine. Okay, perfect, no, it's fine. So I have nothing there, right? And I want to insert that this specific item, remember the communication telephone item, this unit provides support to someone else. And I start my input. I will put like random information, huh? Okay? It's just for you to show you how this works, and how the system now is reacting. So I don't know. I'm just putting random data. Here you go. Okay. And then I realize that actually I have not finished my inspection, and I want to insert information on this specific item. So I go back and I go to my inspection. Normally you should start with your inspection, remember? But for this one, let me find the item that I was trying to. Yes. So that's this one. And actually, it's also showing you another enhancement when it comes to unacceptability. So you remember, I have entered some data under the field this unit provide support to. And now I realize that actually this specific item is not acceptable. And I did not finish my report. So now I finish my report. And I enter. I don't know if you noticed, but as soon as I answer here a no, this generic in the line for part here, it's also a no, it's not acceptable. So, and I start and I said this was not acceptable, and I put random. So might not make sense for you guys, but I just want to show you how the system works. So you continue the process, and actually another interesting point here is, let me try to go back to my notes. If you, there are some fields that you cannot leave. Let me trying to complete the process for you to see. Okay. And I think let me just put a 0 here. Yes. So reasons is a mandatory field. And also the troop strength cannot be 0. Okay. So actually the system, this is also a little bit part of the enhancement. The system will not allow you to go further if you did not fill this specific field. So let me put 20. I'm putting random information here. If I submit. Okay, very good. So this has been recorded. Let me now go back to my specific VR that I have started. And let's see how the system will work. So here we go. So you can see that actually under my item number 3 here, my records that I've done under units provided support to the following is still there, but the unacceptability has not been refreshed or synchronized. To do so, I need to refresh. Again, a warning message. I refresh. And if I go back to my item, here we go. You see? So the unacceptability has been retrieved from the inspection. Okay. However, my record that I have done previously before starting is still there. So I'm not losing my data. So for this, the enhancement, we have improved this. The data are not deleted when you have already filled in those fields before finishing or ending your or before clicking on refresh. Okay. So the refresh button is better. Is working better now. Yes, Danny, questions?
It's actually a comment from our colleagues in New York. Now that you have shown this feature, They do want to give a lot of importance and reiterate how important is to complete inspections thoroughly first, and then we go to the VRs. So they maybe linked to this feature that you are showing. Over to you.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much for mentioning that again. Yes, again and again. It's very important to finish the inspection process before going to your VR. Okay. But however, I mean, I showed this because I wanted to show you the refresh button and how it works, and that some data are not. But again, I'm not following the full process. I'm highlighting some items and some points or parts in the full process. So normally you should have done your inspection and then go to your VR, refresh, all the data would have been pulled out, and then you can submit, finalize your VR and submit it. So I don't know if there's any other information that you want to share, Tuta and Krishna, or if there's any question, because I think this is the end of the today demonstration demo. So I'm not going further, as I said. Tomorrow we'll cover, I prefer to divide this and do that step by step for you to integrate all what I have covered today, and then we come back tomorrow and we cover the major equipment. Let me just check. Okay, let me. I'm checking the chat. I see that some of you have addressed questions to me. Should the app troop strings be? Okay. I think Diren Gurung, if I'm not mistaken, you are referring to the numbers and the data that I have put there. And I said the data for my demo are random. It's not accurate. It's not relevant for any real situation. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I'm just like putting like random number to show you how the system was working. Okay, so I hope this is what you meant. Can we talk about repatriation more? I think this will be covered tomorrow when we talk about major equipment. I'm not going to cover all the repatriation process, neither the repatriation VR and inspection and all that. I will highlight a few points that have been implemented. Okay, so yeah.
Saida, just one
Yes.
thing to highlight, please. I believe that I understand what what Diren was referring to. I would just highlight that we have on Friday we have sent an email to all the chiefs of the CO units in the missions, highlighting regarding some enhancements that we want to introduce in August, and this is very particular to the authorized troop strength test for the VR and applicable troop strength as per VR. I think he's referring to it. I would encourage that all the chiefs review that email and respond to the UCM project team as soon as possible, though we have given a deadline by tomorrow to have their views. But just to give a particular case to the Diren, I think he will find his answer in that email as well. Therefore, if he has any other particular case that he would like to raise it to headquarters, he can send an email to the either CO unit in headquarters or and copy also the UCM project team, and we will address it to him.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Tuta. Thank you for clarifying this. I have a question from Raju. In case we make mistakes, how do we change the unserviceability to serviceable? I assume,
is this particular
yes.
to the equipment or is it to self-sustainment? Because they both have different activity, I would say. But if it's related to major equipment, of course, if it's related to the inspection, you cancel the inspection, you generate a new one. If it's particular to self-sustainment, you cancel it, the inspection, and you generate a new one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought too. So yeah, he said it is for self-sustainment, and so I think Tota, you answered to this question. Thank you very much. Let me
just to highlight also, there is in an unacceptability record, you have an option to cancel the record. Where it is recorded, you have an option to cancel it. So that you can also, you can do that also so that it doesn't take the unacceptability record. That's possible.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you for clarifying this. Before closing and talking about the short exercise that we have prepared, I have a few questions, again, just to make sure that you have followed all what we have said. Again, 3 questions on what we just covered, okay? Read through it, and we have 3 minutes, and we're still here, and then we'll talk about it. I see that a lot of you have answered to the questions. I'm just waiting. I see that some of you are still in progress. You still have 30 seconds. Fantastic. Time is over. The system is collecting all the answers, and hopefully you will be also able to see that like previously. Let me just, we wait. Yes, fantastic. So, bam. And yeah, let me, yeah, okay. Hopefully now you are able to see the answers, and the questions with the correct answer, okay? So the first one was quite easy when clicking, because we've seen that several times now. One point was part of the enhancement is the pop-up warning message, okay? So yes, we are able to see it, and it's quite good because that also makes you think, okay, what do I really need to refresh this? Or so it's also a way for you to think twice before acting and continuing. So quantity repatriation stands for the count of all equipment repatriated in the VR period with the status unserviceable plus serviceable. Okay, so we've seen that 3 different columns have been added to the display or to the view when you open your VR. So yes, very good. And I see that most of you have the correct answer. So now the system automatically ensures that the supporting data are not deleted. And actually those 2 fields are renamed, as we can see here. It's this unit provided support to the following, and the unit receives support from the following. So yes, the answer was true. It is automatically ensuring that the data are not deleted. So I think that's the end of the presentation. Thank you very much. But before leaving and closing, I would like to mention very quickly the exercise that we have prepared for you. It's actually a link that you can click on from the PowerPoint or from the email that I will send to you in 2 seconds. Just give me a few minutes and I will send that to all of you. And I will remain connected just to make sure that you all receive it. So it's a series of, I think it's 10 different questions on what we have seen. We really encourage you to go through the exercise and really do it. I mean, make it. Because then if you have questions, you can always address them tomorrow during the session. So please go through it, and then we will see each other tomorrow, same time, same place. And if you have any question, don't hesitate. Okay, so I thank you very much, all of you. Thank you very much, Tota, for your input, very valuable and as usual. And I talk to you all, hopefully to see you all tomorrow, same time. Thank you.